What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to make a bit of a discussion video about 3 things that I would really love to see in Star Wars Squadrons if they do end up adding some stuff down the line. Now, this video isn't going to be focusing on content per se, so no maps or game modes or anything like that. Instead, I'll be looking at different mechanics and in-game systems that I think would really take the game from a decent game to a really solid competitive based Star Wars game. I should also mention that I personally don't think we will end up getting any of this, as much as I hate to say it. I'm still under the assumption that the game is going to be launching in a complete state and that we likely won't get any large updates down the line other than just balancing and bug fixes, but it is fun to think about anyway, so with that out of the way, let's get stuck right into it. So the first thing that I would really love to see in Star Wars Squadrons would be some sort of clan/squadron system where you can essentially create your own clans, invite players, and have a central place where all the players in your team can organise matches and stuff like that. In games like, say, Battlefield 5 and even Modern Warfare now, there's an option for you to make your own clan with its own clan tag and emblem and a bunch of awesome little features like that, and it's just a really solid way of creating a little community within the game and showing off to everyone else that you are part of a squad through the use of those clan tags. Now, in both of those games, there's not too much depth to it, honestly. It's mostly just like a place to invite your friends in an easier way, and like I said, just to show off that you are all part of a big team. But I would love if they went even more in depth than those games and allowed for entire stat screens, matchup organisers, and even some sort of ranking system or leaderboard where you can all see how well your team does compared to all of the other squadrons around the world. The reason that I think this would work so well for this game is that it would focus even more on the whole team-based vibe for the game, making it feel like having a proper squad is actually beneficial rather than just playing with randoms, and it would help out a lot with the competitive side of things as well, since that's obviously a large focus area for the game, making a more serious, realistic and competitive type of Star Wars game. Like I said, they could even use it as a platform for private matches where you can try and organise matchups with other teams or something like that, kind of similar to how a few games have game battles built into their games now, again just providing a genuine platform for competitive gaming rather than just giving us a game that seems competitive, yet actually forces you to match up against a bunch of randoms every game. I will do a bit of a deep dive into this in an upcoming video, so expect to hear more about this little concept in the future, and I'm not too sure how similar his idea was, but I know my good friend Split Screen did a video covering a similar topic just the other week, so I will leave a link to that one down in the description as well. Moving on, the next thing that I would love to see implemented into the game would be some sort of genuine ranking system and leaderboards like I mentioned earlier, but not necessarily having it be a part of the clan system. I know from Battlefront 2 that having no leaderboards or stat screens or anything did really hinder the competitive side of that game a little bit. Not that Star Wars Battlefront 2 was meant to be a competitive game or anything, but like I keep saying, Squadrons does seem like it's going to be that type of game, and so in that case I think a complete stat screen and leaderboard would be a great way to add to the competition. Obviously, a massive part of playing video games with friends is the banter and all the shit talking between each other about which one of you is better and which one of you sucks, and it's always just good fun to trash talk with your friends, and having that leaderboard and stat screen would help with that so much, like it does in essentially every other multiplayer game that has them. The other thing is that in an actual competitive sense, where maybe you're organising tournaments or even just a quick little clan battle type of thing, having those comparisons can be a massive help in that area by allowing you to match up teams in a fairer, more balanced way rather than, say, accidentally putting the best team against the worst team or something like that. Myself and the team at Battlefront Duels, which will be rebranding itself sometime soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that, are actually planning a lot of tournaments in the future, and so having a leaderboard in order to sort of work out the fair matchups and seeding systems and stuff would be an absolute lifesaver. And like I said, it is also just great for the banter side of things too, which is massive for keeping your player base engaged. Now, the last thing on the list is the addition of private matches into the game, which is arguably the most important thing that this game needs overall. Currently, there's no official word as to whether or not there are private matches. In the build that we played, there was no private match option, however, it was obviously not the final build, so I'm just not 100% sure on whether there will be private matches or not. Going off the build that we played, however, I am just going into the game assuming that we will not be able to do private matches, essentially just not wanting to get my hopes up, so this could end up being a pointless section of the video, but I'm going to go ahead with it anyway. In my opinion, without private matches, Star Wars Squadrons will die off very early on in its lifespan if it coincides with the fact that there'll also be no DLC. This game seems as though it's almost purely based on team play and competition like I mentioned earlier, yet if we can't even match up one squad against another, whether it be for a tournament or just 10 mates wanting to play against each other, then I hate to say it, but this game will not last as long as it should. The game itself, as in the core experience, the gameplay, the immersion, it's all genuinely really great, but it's those other areas that will determine the outcome of the game, and like I said, as much as it pains me to say it, if Motive don't go ahead with a private match system, then I have a very bad feeling about this. But that is going to do it for this one, guys. I'll likely be making a video on each of these little topics, diving a bit deeper into each of them, maybe even making a few concepts and stuff like that. So if you are new, then be sure to subscribe with those notifications on so you don't miss out on those ones. Thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.